Yeah, I was. I mean, yeah, no, we're live. I don't really want to dwell on it too much. I was so confident he was kicking the like. I couldn't tell you how confident I was.
I understand. Trust me, I did
I
too.
was like, "This is it. This is it. This is the." You know how you say blink and you'll miss it. Like the
Yeah,
turnaround's happening.
yeah,
This is the redemption game. This
yeah.
is it.
Uh,
And the
well,
two things I watch, and basically every time anyone has a set shot and I'm at the ground and I'm not sitting directly behind it,
mm,
the two things I watch are ball drop and the goal umpire. They're the two things I always watch. I saw his ball drop, I go, that's wonky. I saw the umpire and he's sprinting halfway down the boundary line. I'm thinking, you're fucking joking.
that's not a good sign.
No. I was like, that's not a goal.
Yeah, but you know what? Maybe he gets another chance this week.
Maybe.
Maybe. I think this is the first time. This is the first time all season that I've been angry at them as a club, frustrated as a club at them.
The last month has been very hard to take.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it's taken a long time. Usually I'm pretty angry earlier than this.
I was going to say, this is PB, isn't it?
This is PB. This is the longest it's taken to get
Yeah.
this mad. So
yeah. Yeah. It's the whole month. It's not even just the Collingwood game, it's the whole month.
no, it's the whole month. It's
Like if that
kind of like
if that game happened but we had beaten the Dogs and the Giants, for example, but like lost to Port, or even if we had beaten Port and that game happened last week, I think we all would have turned around and be like shit happens, but we're still okay.
yeah. It's the credits in the bank which they had, which kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah, now they're using up their credits big time.
No, there's no more credit. It's over.
Yeah. No, yeah, they've got nothing left. Yeah,
They got no credits. They've thrown them away. They need the Aliti. That's what they need. They need the Aliti on Sunday to give them a little bit of a taste of their own medicine.
They need to go. Yeah, they need to go back to time zone and get the credits back up.
Yeah. So here we are. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Reflections here on the Blue Broad YouTube channel. We haven't had an episode like this in a little bit because this is the first time we're playing Hawthorn for the year.
Yeah, the Dogs would have been the last time.
The Dogs was the first time we played them. Yes, true.
And we've got West Coast, first time we played them.
Yep. And St Kilda.
St Kilda. Who's in between those?
No, that's it.
That's
Hawthorn, West Coast, St Kilda.
How stupid is that, by the way?
Doesn't make well, I mean
how dumb that's I mean, I know you can't get parity with not playing anyone twice, but at least
kind of play everyone once before round 20.
And then you duplicate.
True. Maybe we should hire you to set the fixture.
I set a high bar, my friend set a high price.
Yeah, mate, AFL got plenty of money. All that gambling money coming in.
So just get in contact with you, mate.
Maybe.
Hey, look, $1,000 a year.
There's a couple of people in the chat who are waiting to move on, and that's Damien, Christian, Stephen, Jai, got Blues for Lives here, Matt Lang, hello unbranded, got Robert Galiccio. Hi Terry and Co. People in chat that pissed me off, Tez, with screwing up top 4 into top 2 home finals. Yeah, mate. Yeah. Dione, hello. It's good to have you here. We're here to reflect on Hawthorn for a little bit. We're here to reflect on Danny. Yeah, mate. Of course, you can get a shout out, mate. Absolutely. Good to have you here. We're here to reflect on Hawthorn. Ari, Hawthorn has not been kind to us, has it? Our generation.
No, we've only beaten them 6 times since I was born. So, and 3 of those times have been the last 3 times we played them. So,
wow.
Yeah. It says a lot.
So literally 2017, 2022, 2023?
21.
No, 2021.
Yeah, 21, 2, 3.
Oh, gotcha.
Understood. The last 3 times we played them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I heard you wrong.
And then 17, and then I think after before 17 it was like 05.
Gross.
Yeah, bad, not good.
It's gross. Lots of bad memories. A couple of good ones. I don't know what game you're going to do. You know which game I'm going to do.
Yes.
So we're going to go through 2 games. Ari's going to do one. I'm going to do one. We've got the game to play as well. And then just general chit chat. We'll just hang out a little bit tonight and just get ready. Try and get rid of this round 21 hangover. I think are you over it?
Just about.
You have to. Like, I'm not over it, but you have to be.
Yeah, just about. Just about. It stung. Oh, it stung so bad. Like, we're talking about Hawthorn. Let's not.
Let's talk about Hawthorn. Why don't you kick us off, mate? What have you got for us?
I'll kick us off. Now, Terry, when I normally do these ones where we have to pick one, I normally do a game that has recently happened or a game probably within the last 10, 15 years because I'm a child. And that's all I know. But for this game, I want to take you back to Monday, the 12th of April, 1993.
Really?
Yeah.
You're taking us back to 93?
Yep.
Okay.
Now, Carlton and Hawthorn, alongside the Bombers, were the dominant teams of the 80s, as only one grand final throughout that decade didn't feature any one of those 3 teams. A lot of those sides played each other in multiple grand finals. Obviously, the only one was 1980. Ironically, it would be the Blues and the Bombers who would play in the final day of September in 1993, the year I'm going to talk about. However, during the 80s, Carlton and Hawthorn played off in 2 grand finals, splitting one each. 86 was the win for Hawthorn, 87 was the win for Carlton. In 86, the Hawks proved too strong for the Blues, as the Norm Smith medal was awarded to Gary Ayres, who, notable note of that game, was nullifying David Rees-Jones to the point where he was judged the best player on the ground, as David Rees-Jones was a very good, very prominent player for Carlton at that time, actually dominated the semi-final a couple of weeks prior, hence the job to nullify him and subsequently winning the Norm Smith medal. However, the year later, the Blues got their revenge in 87 with their 15th premiership win. And not only did Carlton get their revenge, David Rees-Jones got his revenge by winning the Norm Smith medal in that grand final. So the moral of that story is vindication. Rees-Jones felt the pain of losing the grand final in 86 and kind of losing his direct opponent winning the Norm Smith medal, only to win the grand final the year after and then winning the Norm Smith medal the year after. Now, fast forwarding to a random Monday, 1993, that story of vindication would live on. Now, both sides weren't the sides that they were back in that late 90s period. Carlton hadn't played finals since the year after their grand final triumph, and the Hawks had been knocked out of the first week of finals the year prior in 1992. It was a tightly contested game for most of the afternoon. However, the Hawks had the better of the Blues at the main break, leading by 19 points. Carlton did well to cut that margin down to 6 points at the last change. However, they were trailing by 10 points with 4 minutes to go. The Blues needed to find something. Rowan Welsh takes a strong overhead mark and kicks Truly to get the margin back to 4 points with 3.5 minutes to go before the magic play happens. Madden down to Hogg, whose long kick from the centre finds its way into the arms of Stephen Kernahan, who, as he did countless times for Carlton before, went back and slotted the goal, giving the Blues a lead, who would then hold on to record their first win of the season in a subsequent and on their way to another grand final berth. Now, what's significant of this week, you ask? Well, remember how I was speaking about vindication not long ago? The week prior to that, Carlton versus Essendon at the MCG, scores were level with mere seconds to go in a stupidly high-scoring match before a Michael Sexton kick deep into the Carlton forward line forwards its way into the arms of guess who? Stephen Kernahan.
Sticks.
He had the chance to give Carlton the win after the siren against one of their arch rivals and kicked it out of bounds on the full. Now, we all know the next week he earned vindication against Hawthorn and won Carlton the game with basically the last kick of the game, which eventually led to a grand final berth. Now, I wonder where this whole story sounds familiar.
Mitch McGovern with a game-winning goal in round 22, 2024.
You said it.
Oh, the stress. If it happens that way.
If it does, though.
Yeah, true.
If it does. That was
Well, that's good. You went beyond your own life.
shout out to the old man who
Ah.
I think it was very much an attempt to cheer me up.
Oh, really?
I think so. Because
Wow.
he's not normally one to buy into all of this, but he sends me a message on the Sunday saying, "Hey, Ari, look at this." I go, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
Daddy Statman.
Don't ever say that again, but sure,
He is. He's the father Statman.
he is. He's yeah. Well,
He's the OG. Mate, show some respect.
yeah. Don't just mate. Trust me. He's the reason the Statman exists.
Correct. That's
Both
why he's the daddy Statman.
literally and figuratively.
Yeah,
But yeah, that was I think that was definitely an attempt from him to cheer me up last weekend. So
I
I
do
thought
love
that was
that.
quite funny.
That is quite funny. That is quite funny. I mean, look, history sometimes does often repeat itself in funny ways.
Yeah, well, it's obviously a bit different. Obviously, Sticks being forward, Gov being a defender, but
Yeah.
it would be quite funny if Gov played a blinder and won calm the game after what happened. And considering the history of this,
Do you think? Do you think he is keen to get another shot on goal, Gov?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
As much as I want that situation to play out just this week, I would love a strong lead out or like a chip mark Ollie Holland or Elijah Holland's mark 60 out from goal. First 3 minutes of the game, handball received, Gov launches goal, monkey off the back. Everyone can relax it. Like they get that feeling back, and it's all.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Robbie Varley, thank you for the 15. Hi, guys. After a loss, I've usually recovered by reflections, but still really struggling. Mate, don't worry. We are too. We're just going to soldier on. We've got no choice. Just got to pick each other up. We've just got to keep going. It's one foot in front of the other, literally.
Yeah, we can't. You can't dwell. Can't dwell.
Ari, 1993. I was 2 years old in 1993.
Where are you? 91, baby.
Yeah. I was born in 91.
There you go. Yeah, nice. That's great.
When did being born in the 90s become like, oh, wow. Is it now? Are we there?
What? When you're old?
Yeah.
Nah. No, you're fine.
Yeah. The 90s
Yeah.
looked cool.
90s is cool. I think.
The 90s is kind of like what people are dressing up as now. Like you've got Junners, you've got the New Balance shoes, you got baggy pants.
Well, not really. Oversized wasn't really. Was oversized the thing?
But, well, like as in, it probably wasn't called oversized, like it was just...
and it looks better now.
Like I actually... Do you have any trends that when you were growing up, things that you used to wear that you look at now, you're like, oh my God, why?
Snapbacks.
Oh no.
Yeah, snapbacks.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, hey, Dominic with the $8. Thanks, mate. Says, hey, lads, used to be more active here if you remember. I do remember you. Hawks fan. Should be a cracking game and loving the channel. Thanks for being here, mate. Yeah. Oversized was early 90s.
Yeah.
80s was cool. 90s was the hangover. So, oh God, Ari, I used to wear like Dada, FUBU, like full gangster clothes.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
Doesn't surprise you? Oh gosh.
No.
There are family photos at like your young papa's house, and I'm wearing this like bright yellow FUBU, like NFL type Guernsey thing, like t-shirt with like these yellow FUBU shoes.
Yellow?
Criminal.
Yellow's really bold.
Criminal.
See, that's why I stick with. That's why I stick with just the black and white and the grey and just the standard colours.
Yeah,
can't go
absolutely.
wrong. Never.
You can't go wrong. Yeah, you can't go wrong. I think we'll laugh more at skinny jeans as we go further into the future, and then they'll come back.
Unless they're stupidly tight.
Yeah.
I don't really get the.
No, that's what I mean. Like the paint on skinny jeans.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think tight clothing in general isn't it. Maybe that's just because I have no rig to pull it off. I think if you're like 6'5" and built, you can pull it off and it looks good. Kind of
with
good.
you. Baggy style is back as well. Well, the baggers are back, mate. Hopefully. Hopefully. Let's go through some memories here. What have you guys got? Johnny Holden, 2017 sticks vividly. It was the night I had my back operation, watching it off my head on pain medication, laying perfectly still in hospital, trying so hard not to get excited and move. That was the Jed Lamb game, right?
Yeah, it would have been.
Yeah. Peter V, worst memory, 2015 Hawks won by 130 plus points. Carlton only kicked 4 goals, as same as Real Madrid, who played at the G at the same time.
I was at the Real Madrid game at the G. That night. Yeah. I remember that.
I was a young boy when this happened, but I do remember it happening. I remember watching it live. Very early memory that sticks in my brain.
Yeah. Ben Dixon.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Damien, I was at the game in 08 when Buddy and Fev were trying to get 100. Yeah.
I was having this conversation actually quickly. I was having this conversation at the game on Saturday. If that situation happened again, I wouldn't actually, not that situation, but if an opposition player had the chance to kick either 1,000 or 100, like 1,000 goals for his career, 1,000 goals or 100 goals in a season, and he was against Carlton, would you want them to do it?
No.
Would you run on the ground if they did it?
No.
Really?
I don't think I'll run on the. Oh, would I run on the ground if one of our boys did it? I mean, I'd probably just get on the ground and then like stay close to the fence, like just to be on the ground. Not really. I don't know.
I'd want to do it for sure.
You'd want them to kick the 100th against us, as long as we're winning.
Context certainly matters. In 08, for example, when we were no hope of finals, ignore the Fev stuff. Pretend Fev was on 78 goals.
Okay.
And if I was there, I would have wanted Buddy to kick it for sure. We're not really playing finals. We have nothing on the line. Last game of the season or last round of the season. It's whatever.
Well, it's different between. I mean, it's a ruthless mentality that Clarko had. Like petulant and ruthless.
Yeah, well, that's a story for a different day. Is it? I guess we are versing Hawthorn. I guess if we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
If we're going to talk about it.
Chat, what do you think? What do you think about Clarko keeping Fev on 99 and making sure he didn't kick his 100th? Like, it was a real fuck you to the. It wasn't to Fev. It was to the club.
No, not to Fev. Definitely to the club. I think it would have been a better and more replayed moment if they both kicked it, and I think it's kind of counterintuitive.
Looking, yeah. I mean,
because 100 goals in a season might happen again, right? We got might happen again. Like Charlie kicked 89 last year, whatever he kicked. He can find a goal, one more goal every 2 games and kick it, right? Especially if we play finals. No one's kicking 100. No 2 players kicking 100 goals in a season again. I don't think.
No, I think I'm with you. Johnny Holden remembers the game at Princess Park. Sticks marking with seconds to go, 45 out, goes back without thinking about it, slots it. Round 2, 1992, I had a smart-ass Hawthorn supporter mate, went to Princess Park and we spanked them. He was so cut he almost cried. Darren Jarman took a great hanger in front of us too. Hodge taking out Murph and minimal response by his teammates. Robbo pushed Hodge a little bit. I remember this. Yeah. Weak as piss. It was 13 or 14?
That's 13.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like pretty sure because I think that's when the clip of Mick Moldhouse giving a serve to Richo in the rooms after the game comes from, and I'm pretty sure that was 13 because they beat us.
Yeah.
As they normally did and have done.
Jay. Oh, was that the one that Sauce kicked 8? Yeah, someone wrote on Twitter there was a game that Sauce kicked 8 against the Hawks. Yeah, Daddy Stat Man. Oh, wow. I remember listening to Carlton breaking Hawks premiership hangover maybe 12 years ago. Dione, I was a first-year uni. I remember that Kernahan kick he missed against the Bombers. I skipped uni and went to training all week to watch Sticks practice, and then he won it for us. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Sounds like a pretty good time where you could just go to the club and watch him train whenever you wanted.
Very different times. Very different times.
Why do you think you can't do it anymore?
In the same,
Like, I understand logistics. You've got to have security if you're going to have like it open and blah blah blah. But surely there's like a public viewing section that you can just have there.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons. Probably social media is probably the big one. Dare I say?
How so?
Well, there's a multiple different reasons for it. I would say the want to be. For some reason, this is the first thing that went to my head. It's probably not that big of a big of a reason why it doesn't happen anymore, but I'm definitely sure it's a reason. The want to go viral. If you have $1 million or players worth $1 million and idols of a lot of people just publicly available while they're working with TikTok and Instagram, people do dumb shit to get views. I can guarantee
people do dumb shit to get views. They do, but like they do it
like every time someone runs onto the ground, it's always filmed on TikTok and stuff. Like, oh yeah, go do it. And I know that happened before in the 80s and stuff, before social media was a thing. But I also think that would aid.
Well, because like Collingwood train out in the open.
A lot of clubs do, yeah.
Like at least we have secure facilities where the guys are training. Whereas Collingwood, it's a free for all. Like it's so wide open.
Probably right.
So, I don't know. Very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good. All right. I'm going to do a game. I'm going to take us back.
Please.
The year is 2021.
This is
a weird game. It's a weird game because I don't really remember. I remember it for different reasons. But it was round 10, 2021. We played the Hawks. I remember this was the last game I went to with my brother-in-law. It was just he and I. I had a girlfriend at the time. She had crystals with her that day. Holding crystals. She was a Hawthorn supporter. Turned Carlton afterwards.
Wow.
Probably should have known it from that moment. It wasn't going to last much longer, and it didn't.
Those who wear two scarves, you can never trust, apparently.
Pardon?
Those who wear two scarves, you can never trust, apparently.
Those who wear two scarves, you can never trust, especially after you become an adult. Yeah. In hindsight, probably should have ended it there that day. But, is what it is. So the game starts. Strong start for the Blues. Goals to Jack Silvani, Matt Owies, TDK, strong mark in the goal square for the Blues fourth. We're pretty much on top of them in that first quarter. We get to the second, and then it starts getting a little bit juicy. So Sam Walsh with a beautiful handball in space to Zach Williams, who kicks his first goal for the club with 14 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the second. Chad Wingard looks to respond a minute later. And I don't know if you remember the footage of Wiedering jumping over the top of a Hawthorn player and touching it on the line. It was a score review. So that was a behind just. Then Walsh kicks a beautiful goal on the run from 55 meters with his 18th possession in the game with 10 minutes 55 to go in the second quarter. I watched the highlights, and I think the thing that stood out for me in this game was it was just Sam Walsh in space forward of center. And that's probably something that we want to unlock now and for the rest of this year and moving forward. But great goal. Tom Mitchell was almost perfectly run down by Matt Owies with 3 minutes 40 to go. Ball spills out, Bruce goal. The very next entry to Hawthorn. Front and center. He's actually a magician, Luke Bruce. Are you a Luke Bruce fan?
As a midget, I appreciate all small forwards.
Right. The guy's elite.
Dead idea.
In terms of craft, like small forward craft.
They had him and Cyril on the same forward line. That's just stuff.
Yeah. Crazy. So kicks a goal, then another one, front and square, perfect football off McAvoy's hands. Eddie Betts with a very similar goal moments later off the Harry Mackay hands.
I remember that.
Morrison bends it for a goal to make it a 9-point game with 20 seconds to go in the second quarter. And then something, I forgot about this moment.
This is something that sticks in my head like a lot when I think about this game.
Daniel Howe from 50 just throws it on the left boot and it bounces about 15 to 17 meters out from goal. But because the ball's in a weird shape, it bounces in a really weird way. So the siren goes, the ball's still bouncing. And it actually bounces away from the Carlton defenders. There's two of them and goes through for a goal after the siren. Ridiculous.
Yeah. It almost happened again against Richmond this year.
Yes, it did.
With that kick from like 60. I was like, oh, not again, please.
Yeah. So that was a 2-point game. Blues by 2 at the half. Dylan Moore puts the Hawks. Third quarter was weird. Not a lot of scoring. A lot of time went by with not a lot of scoring. Moore puts the Hawks in front. Set shot from about 45-50 with 13:45 to go. Really interesting goal here from Mark Pitternet. He's into the forward line. He just picks the ball up. I don't know where his direct opponent was, but he had time to turn around, take 3 steps, and kick a running goal with 13 minutes and 5 seconds to go. So Blues by 2. Murphy, perfect. So I should say 10 minutes goes by with no goal kicked. Murphy with a brilliant center kick to Gibbons for a goal, 3 minutes 30 to go. Then Harry Mackay gets a free kick on the goal line, kicks his first goal of the game with 2 minutes 33 to go. Then Murphy with a free kick on the 3/4 time siren, kicks it. Blues are up 76-57 at 3/4 time. Then we get to quarter 4. Bruce again with, honestly, I kind of want to play it. It was the perfect read off McAvoy's hands again. I think we should literally just play Luke Bruce highlights over and over again to our small forwards for the rest of this season. He's a real magician.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Can play.
Jones controversially pins Kajitsky 7 minutes to go in the 4th. Crowd goes absolutely berserk, like the Carlton crowd. It kind of looked like a 2024 interpretation of holding the ball because it was a pretty early whistle, but went in our favour. Then Harry Mackay marks on about 53, 54 out. Kicks us from 59. I don't know if those of you watching remember this, but Eddie Maguire was doing the commentary in this game. So kicks it from 59 meters. 4 minutes 32 to go. Then a really interesting moment, which Ari, I know you'll be all around.
Yeah.
Tom Mitchell kicks.
Rent-free.
Yeah, rent-free. So Tom Mitchell kicks he was going to kick to O'Meara, but it wasn't a great kick. So it kind of ended up going into open space. 50-50 ball. Lockie Plowman and Jager O'Meara collide. Plow was suspended for this collision, which I still think was not the right decision.
No, I don't know. Like jokes aside and all that. Yeah, it's a strange decision because I think he had full right to go for the ball and actually attempted to spoil as well. So, I don't know the thought. I don't know if the interpretation. I said the interpretation. The structure of the tribunal is the same as what it is now, but I don't think now we would get that because I don't know. Maybe 2. I might get 1. I don't know, but yeah, it was a weird suspension.
Game fizzles out. Blues win 86-63. It was at the MCG. And I remember it more so because I remember going there with my brother-in-law, and I think it was one of the first few times we had gone to the footy together, and it was great because he's something else.
Love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good day. Perfect day at the J. Conditions.
It was a perfect day at the J. It was.
Couldn't be better. 2 big Victorian clubs. You always love to say that. I remember I was sitting around some of the old Carlton players like your Sticks and those kind of guys. I don't know why. Just got little 2 tickets and they were there, which my dad was very excited about, which is great. It was a game where we can't need to win big time, because the Hawks weren't that great and normal we were better, and it was like, okay, we need this win, and started well, faded away. Second half was a very good defensive performance from what I can remember. I think we only conceded like 2 goals for the half or something like that, which is pretty good. Harry, that last goal at the end wasn't his day, but that was his moment. And the Eddie Maguire call. I'm not a massive fan of Eddie Maguire's commentary, but I like that call.
He gave it a bit.
He loves the. I'm not going to say he loves Carlton because he doesn't, but he loves the big Vic clubs doing well, pump like 90,000 at the G. Like, so when he'd rather see Carlton in the top 4 losing a prelim than winning wooden spoons every year. I'm sure that's what he'd rather. So yeah, it was Zach Williams' first goal for the club. I remember from 50 and
the Walsh celebration.
Yes. Was that was Dwayne also commentating that game? Did you watch it?
He was.
Do you remember what was the commentary for that? Because I feel like it was something memorable. Something about Batman and Robin.
No, I didn't hear that. Yeah, maybe.
I'm gonna go back and
maybe
I'm gonna go back and listen to that. But yeah, another thing that I remember from this game was Patrick Cripps' performance, because obviously he was under a lot of strife and a lot of scrutiny towards the early stages of that year. Obviously, we all know how, I don't want to say poor because he was probably battling through some stuff, but how, in comparison to the rest of his performances throughout previous seasons, he was performing quite under par for the 2021 season. I feel like this game didn't have massive numbers, but I think he had 10 tackles. I think he led the game for pressure acts from what I can remember. And it was a good, solid, defensive, selfless performance from Cripper that game. Something that I remember. And yeah, we all thought that was going to be the start, because I think that was De Koning's first game of the season, or like first game back for a while. I think also, did Fisher play that game?
I don't know. Actually,
because I feel like De Koning came in this game.
He did play. He did come in this game.
Yeah. So I feel like that was like, yeah, we got Todd back and it's going to be good, but it wasn't. So yeah, Blues for life got it. They've been able to stop the sheriff, but they can't stop the deputy. Yeah, unreal call. Yeah. Unreal call. I knew Dwayne always loves the Batman and Robin sort of esque.
Tommy had 44 possessions in this game.
He got three Brownlow votes.
He did not have 3 Brownlow votes.
What game am I thinking of that he got 3 Brownlow votes in, which he
dominated? He was given 2 Brownlow votes. Jacob Wittering was given 1. Sam Walsh had 3. It was a Saturday, 1:45 p.m. Zach Fisher did not play in this game.
Didn't he? Right. Okay. Ignore me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
We also had an unused substitute, which was...
Can I guess? Oh, yeah, go ahead. Matt Cottrell. Am I on the right lines there?
You're not on the wrong lines.
Josh Honey. There we go.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Thank you.
So that was that. That was round 10, 2021.
What game?
Various storylines we can go into.
You can start if you'd like.
Very bait that for me. Bait what? Oh. Josh Honey next. Okay.
Trana Mignani.
Oh, kind of wish. Oh yeah, that's right. Josh Papley. Kind of wish that we have done a tribunal watch along that week for Plough.
Yeah, well, you clearly didn't respect the greatness at the time, which is fine. Not everyone saw the light the way that I did.
Moving along. Moving right along. Hey, let's do the quiz.
Let's
do the quiz. So, the year is 2008.
The game.
22. This is the game. So this is the game where Bev was stuck on 99 goals, right?
No.
No?
Yeah, no, he ended the game on 99 goals.
Yes.
He didn't start the game on 99 goals. He kicked 7 that day.
I didn't know. Stuck.
Oh, stuck. Sorry.
Stuck. All right, so let's start. Fevola.
Bang, got it. Yeah, nice.
7 goals, all in the second half. 99.
Yeah, they were all in the second half, weren't they? There you go.
Yes.
Murph?
Paul Bauer, very good. Murphy, 36 possessions. Ari, 5 clearances, 6 bounces. Come on, man.
What? I'm not saying he couldn't play.
Houlihan, very good, Johnny Holden.
Houlihan was all the way to 08. There you go.
Fisher, Brad.
Fisher, nice. Judd, yeah.
Carazzo did not play. Judd, 22 uncontested possessions, 1 contested mark. Wait.
Key defender, Jared Wait. There you go. Cruiser.
13 hit-outs, 13 disposals. Very good.
So who would have been our ruck forward?
Ruck forward, 2008. Cameron Cloak.
Cloak?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
10 hit-outs and a goal. Betts, for sure. No,
didn't play. There you go.
Armfield.
Another ruck forward. So we're playing another ruck forward.
Another ruck forward.
Hampson?
Who?
Hampson? Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Wow, 3 rucks.
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
3 rucks and Fev. That's weird.
Interesting. Gibbs,
yeah, surely.
Walker. Scotland.
No. Simo.
Yep. 14 disposals. DeLuca. No.
Another key back. Joseph?
Oh, that's good by you. Aaron Joseph. Wait. Jamison for sure. No.
Is it E? No, it's definitely I. Mid key back.
2008. I was year 12 here. Thornton, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very good.
I was going to say, this is like a real prime of your life sort of deal.
Laidler? No, not yet. Simon White? No, I don't think he was there yet.
Too early for Digan as well.
Crosswell? I don't think so. Oh, what about Richard Hadley? No.
Stevens?
Nick Stevens. Yeah, that's very good.
General forward.
We've got Wait.
Robinson?
Oh, Robbo. Yeah, he should have. No. So it's 2008. We're not playing finals, so maybe we're blooding some randoms.
Yeah, good point. But weren't we? Yeah, true, maybe.
So 208. So who came with us? Who came with Gibbs and Cruiser in their drafts? I don't really remember. Jordan Russell?
Yeah, no. Too early for Yaron, surely.
It was too early for Yaron.
Try it. Might as well. Got enough to lose. Yeah.
Hey, this is good. This has got us thinking here.
I'm not looking at the chat as well because I don't want to be spoiled.
No, I'm in the chat. Digby Morrell. Surely we didn't play him too.
No.
Wait, let's break this down. Hang on. Who we got here?
Yeah, you got defenders.
We got defenders.
Who's streaming off our back?
We're missing our key defenders, no? Key defender Brett Thornton, Paul Bauer.
That's probably how Buddy kicked that many goals in it.
Austin? Oh, it was that era. It was that era. So we're talking like Hartlett, Adam Hartlett, maybe? No. Ben Tick? Yeah, that era.
Ben Tick, yeah.
Very good. Very
I
good.
can't get over 3 ruckman.
That's
just absurd.
O'Halpin?
Yeah? No?
Oof.
It wouldn't fit in either position, surely.
True.
Mid and then 2 defenders.
Joe Anderson? Oh, Sam, that's elite.
Too early from who's Joe? Who is that? Too early for Brock McLean, surely.
Prendergast? Prendergast.
J, not C. J.
Warnock?
No. Too early for Brock, surely.
So we need a running defender and a midfielder. Pfeiffer. That's the type that we're looking for. Wow. Darren Pfeiffer. No wonder why we didn't play finals. Look at this team. Brad Fisher we've got.
Running
Darren we've tried. We've got one more. We need a running defender. In 2008.
I've got no idea.
Grigg? Maybe. Oh, that's good.
Wow.
That's good.
Wow. There you go. Geez, that team's just so...
That was a challenge. One. Number two, that team sucked.
Yeah. Jesus. Oh, that team is so tall. Like, I can't get over that. That's absurd.
So our mids, we've got
Yeah,
Gibbs.
midfield great. Midfield elite.
Okay, midfield's fine. Murphy, Gibbs, Judd, Stevens was pretty solid back in those days. Walker, okay, general forward with Fev in there. Okay, he's kicking 99 goals in a season, so there's that. But then there's like the Hampson, Cruiser, Cameron Cloak situation.
What is that?
What are we trying to do?
Just like
where's a small forward, by the way? Do we have a small forward in this team?
No, I don't think so. Because that wasn't so. For yeah.
You imagine content back then for this?
Oh my god! Imagine
wow. Team selection for this. We're playing 3 rucks. We're out here debating: is it 2 or is it 1?
We play 3 rucks and Fev. Oh my god! Imagine if we rocked up this weekend and brought in Murkov and Hudson O'Keefe and Dom Akui and played him forward. That was the equivalent of this.
Man.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, there's some names like Joe Anderson I've never heard of, like ever before. And with all due respect to you, Joe, just don't have a Scooby.
Yeah.
The rest I'm familiar with, at least the name.
Really, really unique names here with Joe Anderson, Darren Pfeiffer, Mark Austin, Bentic's kind of elite.
Yeah, Bentic's good. Didn't Darren Pfeiffer kick like a winning goal after the siren on the siren at some stage for us? Or am I imagining that? Someone in the chat confirm or deny, please.
Darren Pfeiffer goal, Carlton. First ever goal. No. No, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's
maybe
clearly my brain just making that up. Unless someone in the chat can confirm.
He did it for Norwood in the Sandful. Darren Pfeiffer, a 70-meter torp.
Yeah. Darren Pfeiffer kicked a clutch goal against Freo, according to Sam in the comments. I'll take Sam's word for it.
Oh, I believe him.
Okay. In 08, put us in front. I'll fact check that. Even though I'm pretty confident Sam's right because our fan base is very smart, as we've seen. 2008 against Freo. What are we watching?
70-meter torp after the siren. Darren Pfeiffer.
Ryswick, who was the player who was tackled. Right on 50.
70.
Pfeiffer just sinks the torp.
That's 70 meters. Sorry,
that is some kick. Jesus, wow. We're getting into real niche areas, bringing up Norwood Islands. Yeah, he did. He kicked the goal to in the last quarter against Freo in 2008 to put us 8 points in front. Nice.
Wow, it's kind of crazy how I don't remember many specific games in 08. Like, I remember that was peak Judd, like, fanboy. Like, I was cutting out the newspapers every day and putting photos of him in my locker. My whole locker on the inside had a photo of any Judd photo that came out any day in the newspaper. I used to go to school early, like 7:45, 8 o'clock, straight to the library, Herald Sun, straight to the sports section. Any photo of Judd, I'd cut it out and put it inside my locker on the inside.
Such a dog.
Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer in the cat suit. See, that would be funny if I understood the reference.
Yeah.
I appreciate your effort. It's funny.
You got to remember, there's no social media at that time, Ari. There's no, there was MSN, but we didn't have...
Bebo?
No, I never had Bebo.
MySpace?
I definitely had a MySpace. Oh, you know what? I kind of regret. deleting my MySpace because, like, how cool would it be right now to go look
You
at your
couldn't
MySpace?
get back into it, no way.
Why not? It's just a website.
Surely they'd shut the server down. It takes money. It costs money to run websites.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's a way you can still access old MySpace accounts. Surely.
Maybe.
Anyway, good times. What did you do in year 12 last year?
Yes. Well, I don't know. Well, what I will do in 3 years' time. When I did in year 12, I was writing previews and reviews for you, Matt.
True, you were. You were.
And floating between online classes and at school because lockdowns and all that. Not good times. Although funny times, I guess, in hindsight.
Hey, guess what?
Nice. I've got mine in my cupboard.
Yours. Those of you watching, stay tuned. Going to be doing a giveaway for this. A few terms and conditions. Basically, you'll have to follow Canolidia and Mr. Cabinets. So on Instagram, if you haven't, you may as well just start now. We'll do like a little. We'll do a margin, a winner and margin competition for Sunday. So stay tuned on Instagram for the post.
Didn't get the long sleeve.
Didn't get the long sleeve. I was in a bit of a rush. To be honest, I was live with Pommy, and I just wanted to just order it. I didn't think to go straight to long sleeve.
I've got the long.
Let's talk about this Sunday. Like, what do you?
Do we have to?
About?
I'm sorry.
Why not?
I'm sorry.
No, look, if you have anything else you want to unpack from last week and get it out, it's quite bizarre. We're all a bit like that. Like it's last week's just not going away.
That was fucked, mate. Like that was part of my language. That was fucked. What happened last week?
It was.
It season on the line. Proverbial speaking, of course. That's very hyperbolic. But like we win that, the last month and a half kind of goes away in a sense. Right? We kick 8 behinds in the first quarter. You're thinking, it's happening again. We're bang average till the 15th minute mark of the last quarter. You're thinking, it's happening again. And then all of a sudden we turn it on. And then when Akers kicks the goal to put us 4 points down, 3 points down, you're thinking, it's turning. And then when McGovern marks, you think, it's turning. Here's the moment. Finally, the moment. And he kicks on the full, he goes, they fucking did it again. It has happened again.
When Pitto marks the ball from Owies, I didn't know that it was out of bounds at the time. Oh, Matt, did I celebrate when Pitto marked the ball? Shot on goal. Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, I don't want to speak about it.
Yeah, I know. So look, like it sucks. What do you make of the messaging from club? Do you read into that too much? Does it account for much about how you view what's going on?
I wish I could tell you. I deleted Twitter and I haven't gone on Facebook, and my Instagram isn't really calm. I've got it back recently, but I couldn't do it on Saturday night. I couldn't do it.
No, fair enough. No, what I'm saying is, like, do you watch press conferences or no?
I couldn't. I want nothing to do with the club. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, man. I haven't been angry at him. I haven't been angry at him in a long time.
I wasn't. No, I was angry. I was.
My default reflex is to like fan cams is that is quintessential me. It's my mum. My mum gave me that trait. Just hold space for someone else.
Yeah.
But it was too much, and by Monday it turned into like a darkness, like a real darkness.
I kept saying in my head as that game was going on, I can't believe they've done this to us. And by them, I mean Carlton. I can't believe
during the game.
Yeah, I can't believe they're doing this, considering everything. I could not. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, there is no way. After everything we've gone through over the last 24 months in particular, that for this game, they're doing this to us.
I kind of made it worse because I was sure that we were winning. like crystal clear. Even when we're down 32, I'm like, oh, that was a bit of a crack in the reality. And then when we started, when Wiedering takes that inboard kick to Akers, I'm like, that's it. That is what we are looking for. And then a series of events. Ollie Hollands puts us up. There was still like quite some time to go.
Yeah, when we got within a kick, it was 5 minutes ago. That Ollie Hollands goal is unreal. I mean, and Elijah's. Both their goals in the last one are really, really good. Elijah's so good, man. He's so good.
Yeah, Elijah's good. Elijah's good.
So clean.
Yeah. But like, yeah, mate, they've got to do it. They've got to do it. Like, there's no fucking around anymore. It's so weird. I did my preview today. Have you seen the footage of the woman, the walker? She's in front. She's about to win. She raises her hand to celebrate, and as she does, the girl from the Ukraine walks straight past her.
At the Olympics, yeah.
It wasn't at the Olympics. No, it was like the World Champs a month ago or something.
It's come up during the Olympics. I know what you're talking about. When you said walker, I was like, what are you talking about? I didn't know what you're talking about, yes.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me a little bit. We haven't let it go yet. I don't think we will.
It's still in our hands.
It's still well and truly in our hands.
Win the next 3 games. You might make the 4. You probably do make the 4, maybe.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Do you?
Yeah, if you win all 3, you make the 4. If you win 2, you might, depending on results, but you're likely to be 5th. If you win 1, you're asking for trouble. 13 wins might not get you into finals. Can you believe that?
I've seen ladder predictors. I've seen and done reasonable ladder predictors where 14 wins doesn't get you in.
That would be insane.
So, do they have to find it? Like, what if they don't?
Well, there'll be some brutal on it. Well, this is my take. If in order to move forward, they need to come to the honest truth. And if they're not being given the honest truth and they're not accepting the honest truth, it'll keep happening. If they're not being given the honest truth and giving themselves the honest truth inside the club, well, the fans will do it for them on Sunday.
I can't imagine what's going to happen on Sunday if we don't win.
I can. I know, crystal clear.
No, as in I don't want to imagine.
Oh,
I know, but I don't want to. Yeah. The last 24 months, basically ever since the off season of 22 or 21 heading into 22, has felt like the club now is in a completely different way to what it was in 2021. Right? The feeling, everything around it. Is that fair to say?
The club's different since 2021.
Yeah, like there has been significant change. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we don't win on Sunday, and heaven forbid we don't make finals, which I think becomes a scarily probable reality if we don't win on Sunday. Has the last 24 months just been a lie? Has the change just been a lie? Has it just been the biggest facade like that's ever existed?
I'm not sure.
To what end is it?
So I've seen a little bit of rhetoric around, this has got shades of 2022. I don't think I get it, maybe because we're 11-4 in the strong position, and now what are we, 12-8? Is that what we are? Are we 12-8 right now?
I think so.
Yeah. So I do think there's something in we have continued to be in the close ones and we're losing in close ones. Yeah, I think if we're getting systematically broken down, getting smashed like we were in 2022 towards the end, like we got smashed by Adelaide, we got smashed by Brisbane.
And then I want to call him.
Yeah.
Well, I think if you look at our losses this year, Adelaide, freak. We were as in the first time. Yeah, the only time we played them. Adelaide was freak. Yeah, that was, we were 15 points up with 5 minutes to go. We lost that game. Cats, too strong for us in the end. They won that game comfortably. We made it look good in the end.
Yeah.
Pies, Very pies both times, basically identical sort of games. Sydney demolished. Port 2 weeks ago, bang average football for a half.
Yeah,
for
we
3
held
quarters,
on,
really,
to be honest. We held on to work that we did in the first quarter.
against Port.
For a half, we were just holding on.
Yeah, we were praying that they lost their game for us, for them.
Yeah.
The Giants obliterated
Mhm.
after quarter time. I don't care how close the game was. We got obliterated. And the Dogs was just so... It felt mentally we weren't there. So I feel like the losses have ranged this season. It's not been we've lost this type of game 8 times. We've lost close ones. We've been smacked. We've lost games where we should have won. We've lost games because of poor tactical application of the Port game in particular. We've lost games because I don't think mentally we were there at all. And the Dogs game is probably one of those. That's what scares me, because we're losing in different ways. Whereas it felt like in 2022, we were... I didn't say we were... And I'm not going to say we were allowed to lose in different ways because we were young. I think that's a cop
No,
out.
we weren't young. We weren't young.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's a cop out. I'm not going to sit there and say that. But it felt like the system. It felt like the system. We all knew the system wasn't set yet, so we all kind of had this expectation of it's going to take. It's very rare that a coach hits a ground running like this. When was the last time a coach won a flag in his first season? Well, Chris Scott, and he had the best team ever assembled. Like, I reckon I could have won a flag with that Geelong team in 2011. So this is where the frustration lies. We're 3 years in, and we're losing in so many different ways.
Well, I mean, there's a few bits of context here. So we're not the only team doing this.
No.
Who was at the top of the ladder? I think we get to the mid-season with, I don't know how you call it, if you think we're flying, we're going okay, we're going well. Teams that are now in that 8 and are starting to get above us, they were in no man's land. It looked awful. So they were forced to be kind of in the rut. And when you're in the rut, it's the only way to reflect on what you've got to get better at. So they've gotten their feedback, if you want to call it, and they've worked on it. And we obviously weren't working as hard as them because we didn't have that feeling of, oh, fuck, like our shit's not working. So they've gone to work. They've come out the other end of their holes. And so that's why you're starting to see Hawthorn, Western Bulldogs, Port Adelaide start to rise. You start to see Sydney and Carlton, who got pretty far ahead, let's be honest. I'll put Brisbane in that category before as well. So I think we are now going through that period of, okay, teams have gone, they've figured us out. Now we've got to go back and figure out what they've figured out and refigure out ourselves. And I just hope it's not too late. 3 weeks is a lot of time to find form.
It is. I'm not saying it's not, but I'm not saying it's not, but there's a very real possibility in which on Sunday we play out of our skins and still lose. We've put ourselves in that position.
You reckon?
There is, yeah, mate. It's footy. We could play the
we
best
play
game
out of our skin and we just lose. You think if we play out of our skin and play,
we could play out of our skins. We could play out of our skins and kick 9 goals, 22, and then Hawthorn kick 13 goals, 4. Albeit unlikely. Like, I'm using those scoreboards as an example. Albeit unlikely, but very real possibility that we play the best we play all season. For whatever reason, we can still lose. And what I'm saying now is, if we lose, mate, like, we're getting into really, like, we could genuinely miss finals here. So that peaking at the right time, and I thought we'd given ourselves enough credits in the bank. I really did.
And that's the problem.
And we burnt them within a month.
Beautiful. And this is, I mean, I mentioned this in my preview. It's like, what's the group motivated by?
Fear. It's fear.
Well, clearly. And they haven't had it this year. Let's be honest. We've been in the top 8 every round. Yeah. We've been in the top 8 every round this year.
Bar one.
But did we fall out of the 8?
Carlton's out of the 8. No.
Oh, true. Carlton's out of the 8. Okay, true.
But basically,
did we finish the round out of the 8 that round? Yeah, we must have, I guess. Okay.
Yeah. regardless, we've been there or thereabouts the whole year.
Yeah. So we've been up there. We've been in the top 4 for a good portion of the year. We've been in the top 2, which was new territory. It was the first time it happened. So when I zoom out about that, it's like the first time this team puts credits in the bank from the start of the year and gets themselves into a strong position. Well, actually, maybe not. Maybe it's the second time because they did it in 2022. They were 8-2. So they don't they want the pats on the back. They had them. They had everyone patting them on the back, telling them they were good. And I don't think the club can come out and expect pats on the back I mean, we're going to support, but you're going to get a fearful fan base now.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
You can't blame them. You want to treat the players as humans, but the fans as customers. It ain't going to cut it.
Yeah.
Goes both ways, because I thought everyone backed off them a month ago. I thought, generally speaking, there was a back off okay, fair, you've earned the right. We trust you. You put yourself in a strong position. Well done. Okay, cool. You've clearly got this. To be fair, they did do that against formidable teams. So it wasn't they played teams in the bottom 8. And I think that's probably what gave us all confidence as well. Man, they're beating the best teams in the comp. The comp has to offer.
That's where the frustration lies again, though. Because they did it. They spanked Geelong. Obliterated Geelong.
Mate, it was incredible.
It was unreal, literally unreal. Both figuratively and literally. It did not feel real, right? Essendon cast aside, but with ease. We didn't ever get out of second gear. If Carl wanted to put the foot down, they could have won the game by 10 goals, right? The first time we beat the Giants, that second half, we covered it a couple of weeks back. Incredible, right? Port, that last quarter, insane. So that's where the frustration lies. It goes, okay, because a lot of those games, there was moments of jeopardy within those games. Cats kicked the last throw of the third quarter, got back within arm's length at 3/4 time. Power, very close game at 3/4 time. The Bombers game, the same. The Giants game, we all know the peril that we were in the first time. So when we do concede 6 in a row heading into halftime against the Giants, it's all right, we'll find it. And then we don't. And then when the Dogs start getting momentum in that game and we're thinking that we'll find it, we don't. And then when Port kick 4 in a row in the third quarter, whatever it was, or 5 out of the last 4 in the third quarter, you're thinking, we'll start this fourth and we'll do well. And we didn't. So now it's shit. We're not finding it anymore. And we've had a month and a bit. We haven't found it.
Yeah. Honestly, I was okay with not okay, but I was able to move past what had happened in July because I'm all right, you got 4 weeks. It starts with Collingwood, perfect, emotional, intense, finals-like atmosphere, get you really prepped for the big stuff, and you get to start it and find some form. I never expected us to beat Collingwood by, honestly, more than a kick, if I'm honest, because I just understood all of that. But it was okay, start something. And no, I mean, I know you don't watch press conferences, but Pommy and I had a really strong discussion on both ends around, messaging. And long story short, the messaging coming out is that they were proud of the effort to bring it to it, the way that they did. And it's are we still talking like that? When are we ready to start talking, more viciously? But maybe vicious is not the word, but just more ruthless. It just seems like it's a bit we're still, coddling them to be good, as opposed to talking like men.
And I'm in no position to tell Michael Voss anything about football, right?
No one is.
And I think no one is. Very few, very, very, very few on the planet can.
Yeah.
But in that last quarter against Collingwood, they had literally no choice other than to find it. So when everyone sits here and goes, how good, that last 15 minutes was really good, we can build something from that. No, they only played like that because they were 32 points down with 20 minutes to go in the game. That's why they played like that. And we have, like you said, credits in the bank about how well we had done. We also now have the evidence that they only do play like that when the back's against the wall, like the Giants. Granted, the first quarter was great, but they were the Giants were 40 points up at the start of the last quarter, and then we decided to bring it back because we had no choice.
Yeah, there is an element of that. I mean, Brisbane was the same. If you're 46 points down, you've got no choice.
You've got no choice. We're going to
but
protect
it is
the
still a
ball
choice.
and
yeah, I think it's not so much. I think bringing the game back and not giving up, I think that's an expectation. Like, that's a duty.
Yeah, no, it's your job.
It's your job. Of course, you brought the game back.
Yeah. Like, these AFL footballers are there to play 120 minutes of footy, not 100.
Yeah.
It's not like they play 100 minutes. They play the first 3 quarters, and the last quarter's like extra credit. It's like how, like, in school you do your homework, and then at the bottom they've got like 3 extra questions where you can do to like get a sticker. Like, that's not no. This is part of your homework. You need to do it, otherwise you fail, and you don't pass, and you don't move on.
Honestly, like, and it's, you started just seeing moments of moving with conviction and force. Like, I thought Harry was thrown around too much, dominated too much, but he did take a really powerful mark, and the way he leaped at the footy for that mark, I'm like, okay, that's got to be all the time, you know. Hito started really he was just not losing contests in that last 10, 12 minutes. Like, that's the way it's got to be for longer.
The last play, perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
He that doesn't happen in the first 3 quarters of the game.
No.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, there needs to find that balance. Ollie Hollands does not have that shot in the way that he did in the first. I don't think he does. I think he tries to center it or like kick back across his body. He doesn't have that shot from 50, and it doesn't go in, and we don't kick the goal. We try to find another option, but it's like, okay, we need to do something, try something. And I know, in the same way that I think you said, like, I don't really listen to press conferences. You're right, but this is a really niche example. But when Freo drew to Collingwood at the start towards the early stage of the year, they were 5 goals down halfway through the last quarter, and then all of a sudden they turned this game style around. And they were playing on at all costs. Handball receives, go. And Justin Longmuir was asked after the game, he goes, "Why didn't you do that?" And he goes, "That's not how footy works." And I understand that me agreeing with that statement completely contradicts what I've just spoken about for the last 15 minutes. But there's a balance in this all, in everything, right? You can't play go for the whole game. It's tiring. It's not sustainable. It'll catch up to you. But also, in the same vein, you need to have the onus of, we can't put ourselves in a position of peril before we start taking onus of the game. It's a mentality thing. The players in the last 15 minutes of that game were like, okay, we need to win now. That's when they started to have, it felt like anyway, that's when they started to have that mentality. They need to have that from the start of the game. They need to feel the proverbial gun at their head, basically.
They do now. I really think they do now.
Oh no, of course they do now, but they need to feel that. They needed to feel that against the Dogs. They needed to feel that against the Giants, even though they were second, 6 points clear.
Well, I think that's where, I mean, look, the only pieces of information we have in the window into what's being said is the clips that they put up. So they've chosen to put a clip up of Voss saying, "I'm proud of, you getting the fight back, and, make sure you stick to your process, because in the long run, the process works." And, Cripper's words of encouragement to, McGovern and the boys. I want composure over emotional outbursts. It's really easy to lose your temper and lose your temperament. I value composure, even when you're feeling like you just want to emotionally lash out. Composure, I think, is what shows maturity, and composure is powerful. And I just think it's the players, mate.
It is.
If it's the players, own it, grow up.
Yeah. As Dimmer said, we need to grow the fuck up as a club. Like, for those who are UFC fans, you'll understand the reference I'm about to make. But the Conor McGregor versus Jose Aldo, like 10 years ago, whatever it was.
Right.
Conor McGregor got into head of Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo was undefeated for 10 years, best fighter in the weight division. Conor McGregor, up and coming fighter, antagonized. Jose Aldo comes into the fight, hyper emotional, wanting to rip his head off. Conor McGregor comes in, composed, cool, calm, collected. 13 seconds of fight sober. Conor McGregor is your champion. That is the perfect example of what you're saying there. You can be the best. You can have the best game style, you can have the best game plan, but if you're over emotional, if you want it, if you aren't there mentally, and if you don't have your mental priorities in a sense, then it can come crashing down quickly.
Yeah.
And I think maybe not exactly that situation, but I think the overconfidence or the feeling that we've got the credits in the bank probably had something to do with the performances over the last 6 weeks.
Yeah, maybe.
Because as fans, we sit here and talk, got the credits in the bank. Lose to the Giants, oh well, it's okay. Lose the next week, oh well, it's okay.
That's why
the players can't afford to think like that.
Yeah, no, I think they'd be fucking devastated.
Oh no,
absolutely devastated. And then that's the thing. Like, saw like Monday morning, like straight into it. Sid Jackson feature on the website. Sard with Ange Christou press conference. Like straight into it, like it didn't happen. And it's like, oh, kind of wish we didn't have all this song and dance. Kind of wish the boys got to just, and maybe it's a good thing. Maybe getting on with it is the most important thing. But like, we're feeling it. They have to be feeling it.
Oh, they would be because they know, because they felt it's from a very small section of the fans last year. They felt it.
Yeah.
And they knew when they were 6 points clear second, they're like, okay, it's happening. We're doing it. This is great. And then through no fault of their own, but maybe through subconscious fault or whatever, being 5% off, 2% off, it's slowly slipping away. And now I think they felt it actually slipping away. And it kind of like, it feels like they've had it from their hands, like it was in their hands and it was slipping away, and now it's on their shoulders, and now they're feeling the weight.
They've got the tools, mate.
They do.
Will they do it? Okay, question. Where do you stand? Do you believe? Will they do it? Will they come out of this the other way this year? Or will they not? Where do you stand?
Are you asking me for my prediction of this game?
Yeah. Well, yes. And in general for the final three. Are you believing that this is the beginning of the end or the beginning of the next rise? You can be honest. There's no right or wrong. There's just a prediction.
No, I don't think we win this weekend.
Okay.
I think it could get pretty ugly.
You think this is the beginning of the end? I
don't want to say that because we can still
No, I know we can. What I'm saying is, I'm not like saying what your answer is right or wrong, and I'm just saying like, where do you sit right now? I guess I'm saying, do you believe they're going to come through it or not?
My current mindset is I think we lose this weekend, but I still think we can make finals, right? So that does not answer your question. I'm sitting completely on the fence.
No, just make a call. Do you think we're going to play finals or not? Do you think we will lose this week but play finals?
Yeah, I think we lose this week but play finals. Okay. And that puts, and like obviously then the attention turns to the next 2 weeks, because if we win 2 of our next 3, we make finals. Forget the 4 now. Forget the 4. That might happen. It could happen. Will it happen? Who knows? Just play finals. I'll tell you. A lot of people say you can't win the flag if you don't make the top 4. I'll tell you when you definitely can't win the flag, if you don't fucking make it in the first place, right? So let's just make it first, and then and then if the 4 happens, great. I think we lose, but we make it.
If I could give you a hug, mate, I would.
Man, I don't know.
You've been hurt, mate. I can see it. You've just been hurt. See here.
I just.
We didn't get you on the fan cams. We haven't spoken to you. You haven't had a chance to just,
No, I didn't say a word the whole of Sunday.
Yeah, that's
my
okay.
poor mother. Just had to deal with
Chat.
me being silent.
Do you believe? As you're watching at home, yes or no? And that's if you don't, you don't. You've lost belief. No problem. If you do, you do. I strongly believe they're going to win this week.
I love that.
Strongly. Yeah. See, I'm willing to go all the way and get hurt worse at the end rather than teeter on it.
I want like
we all want it. We all
very,
want it.
very, very much the rational. Not sorry. Very much the pessimistic side of my brain is saying that we lose on Sunday, but I also think on the balance of the game, if we want to talk footy rather than fucking la-las is what we have talked about for the last half an hour.
No, we haven't.
And vibe. No, but like rather like actual footy talk. I think they're too quick for us. I think their smalls get a hold of us. I don't think we've shown over the last month that our midfield is anything that we can rely on anymore. And unless that changes within a week, then great. If it doesn't, and if we perform anything like we performed through our midfield on Sunday, I think they'll be too quick. I think their smalls will get us. And I just think they'll run us off the deck, personally. But we saw in that last quarter, I felt like we're winning every single centre clearance. Cripps stepped up, Pito stepped up. If we rock up on Sunday and we have 56 centre clearances and we win by 10 goals, mate, I'll be the first person here next week saying how much I love this club and how much we win the flag. Trust me.
It's going to be kind of cool to see Pito, Cripps, Hewitt, Kennedy. Like it's one-wood areas this week.
It's real. Yeah, it's
one-wood. It's one-wood. It's like you want contested footy. You want to be who you are. Yeah, it's like fucking. It's them.
It's proper. Like if this, it's proper. We're leaning into this, and if it doesn't work, we're fucked. But we're going all in.
No, well, if it doesn't work, we'll get to off. This, listen, let me paint you a little picture. This is the reality. If we don't play finals and we fuck it up, yeah, we fuck it up, and it all turns to like shit. We'll get to off season, and we will actually have the opportunity to finally get rid of some of these players on the list who just whatever can't do it. We'll be brutal, and we will regenerate the list. We are in a beautiful position because we have a really strong spine, young and relatively healthy, touch wood, and in good form and at the same age. And we suffer because we have unavailability too much around the list. I don't know if you know, do you know Adam Gotsis in the NFL? Australian. I don't know why he hasn't got more coverage. He's been in the league for over 10 years. He got copped a stinger in training the other day, right? He's got a year left to play on his contract this upcoming NFL season. Copped a stinger in training. Turns out it's nerve damage. On the way out from his scan, he gets a call from the Jaguars. As he tells it, they cut him on the spot. Like, pay him out, cut. Another Australian, I think he broke his ankle. Cut. Like, that's where we're at now. So that's what's going to happen. If we fuck it up, we'll regenerate the list. We'll bring in players, better players, mature players. We'll get draftees, Camperelli boys, who, by the way, will probably not play next year. So don't get too excited. We'll go again. We'll lick our wounds and we'll be sore. And the last time we were licking our wounds was 2022 after a devastating finish to the year. And would you say 22 was worth it after what happened in 2023?
Yeah, but that's only because 2023 happened. There's no guarantee that 2023 happened.
No, there is no guarantee. There is no guarantee. But one thing that this group has shown is when there's a fucking weight to carry, they're motivated by that.
Yeah. I agree more with Gokhan and what he said in the comments. I feel for the club.
Yeah, for this club and group, they lose on Sunday.
I fear for the players as people.
Yeah,
that's because, like, they've had to deal with some fucking. We've spoken about it.
They carry the burden of
95,000 psychos, and we all are.
Yes,
no one's excluded from that. We all.
No,
are.
we're all. We're batshit crazy.
Yeah,
we're batshit.
Some more so than others, but that's the nature of the beast. but it's the drought, it's the history, some of them did, some of them didn't have the choice to be drafted by Carlton or playing for Carlton. That's how their life has unfolded. But through no fault of their own, they've had to deal with the burden of the premiership drought, of the history of the club, of the fans, of everything. And yes, all of that does come with positives. Playing for 90,000 at the G every week is great. I'm sure all the players love that. The Jekyll and Hyde of it all. I
Leave.
do. Yeah, no. I'm not sitting here and criticizing.
Too much. They can leave.
Well, we love Fish. I'm not sitting here and
I
criticizing.
love Fish, but it was too much, so we left.
No, I think he left for more opportunity rather than anything else.
Okay.
That's what I think. Well done, you threw me there. Great, love that.
Sorry.
As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. I'm not sitting here and saying that thinking of it being too much is right or wrong. Whatever, people deal with things however they do, however they feel, however they deal with it. That's whatever. It's none of our business, and that's how they deal with it. But they've gone through everything, and they were so nearly there, and they have been so nearly there on 2 occasions last year, and when we were 6 points clear out in second, and for it to basically be back to square one again after it felt like so many false dawns. How many more false dawns can there be? Because I'm not going to sit here and say that the list is going to rebuild after this year, but like you said, there will be significant changes at the end of this year should we not make finals. I think that's fair.
Even if we do, I think there will anyway. I think
if the season's not a success in whatever realm that is, if the season's not a success, there'll be significant changes. Would you agree?
I reckon either honestly, irrespective of how it ends, I think there will be pretty significant changes. I have this feeling, yeah, because you can't hold on, you can't keep holding on to bodies that just cannot cope with the rigors. And I think Brian Cook mentioned the word. He sort of spoke about like the resilience of some of the group.
Yeah,
and I think that was a bit of maybe an indicator into how they're thinking. Because ultimately, you just have to wait till the end of the year for this to, happen. Like you just have to. You got to ride it out.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not only talking about like personnel changes. There'll be list changes. There'll probably be coaching changes. I'm not talking about boss when I say that. Please, backroom staff. Ash Hansen might piss off the coach of West Coast, and all of a sudden, we need a new senior assistant.
I'm glad you brought it up. Can we unpack that a little bit?
Yeah,
let's just say he's going. If he was to be going, right?
Yeah.
Do you think they would know already?
That's a good question. I think the club, it would be negligent of the club if they weren't preparing for that situation. Because he's the only one that has been linked that hasn't publicly said no.
Yeah, I agree. My instinct tells me I don't know if they've made a decision yet, but my instinct tells me that he's right up there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
If he is going, surely that's got some sort of change in behavior, impact, feeling in the coaching group. And that's all it takes.
Yeah, and it's a significant change. He's the eyes on match day. Yeah. He's as close to a senior coach as you can get without being one, right?
Yeah.
If he sat up in front of the press conferences instead of Voss, I think he would give very similar answers and would be given similar insight because he sees basically everything. And that's another change I was speaking about. Like that change could happen. Player changes and just mentality changes from players, from the club down, like messaging changes, and even changes like something as small as Adam Uze going into Richmond and getting rid of all the premiership stuff over the last 6 or so years. New list, new club. That's not us anymore. We're going to start fresh. Changes like that. How many more times can Cripper go through that without being like, what's the point? This is the 5th time I've seen this whole club turned upside down. Charlie the same after all he's been through. Harry had the opportunity to leave and didn't. And because he stuck through all of this. Wiedering's apparently got a $65 million deal on the table from St Kilda. If he stays and change happens, why isn't he sitting here thinking, I could be a millionaire? I could be a multi-millionaire at St Kilda. Like, this is what I'm saying. How many more times can it happen?
As many
With the
times
same.
as it takes. Yeah. Mate, it's hard. It's supposed to be hard.
Do you think the more times it happens, the more times it will need to happen for it to finally work?
You've got to just keep putting yourself in the. You've got to keep getting close. You've got to, at the bare minimum, just keep putting yourself into the position where you do fail, which is where I kind of understand the ethos of, like, well done for continuing to, like, bring it back, because it is a choice. It is a choice that they're made, and yes, they have a duty, and yes, there's an expectation, but it still is a choice to go for it. Like, they could have just gone safe and given up. But I think, you just got to continue to be willing to get hurt. That's how it works, mate. That's how it works.
But there's no promise of the feeling at the end, the good feeling at the end of it.
Winning doesn't owe you anything. It owes you nothing. Sometimes winning isn't fair. Sometimes you work harder than the other guy and the other guy wins.
Sometimes the other guy works harder than you and you win.
Correct. Winning is not fair. So can you do it? Can you keep showing up even when you don't know if you're going to get the result?
Do you reckon other clubs are having this exact same situation?
Yeah, they are. They are. I read through the Sydney tweet. This was before they lost by 100. And I was actually fascinated by it, right? Because the tweet was like a thread of what's wrong with Sydney. Number one, coach has no game plan. No, sorry, coach has no plan B. What was the other one? There was basically similar rhetoric. No plan B, team selection integrity. It was the same thing. And this was
where's Dow? Yeah.
It was before they lost by 100. So the answer is yes. Like, mate, this is the thing. We get so caught up in Carlton, right? And fair enough, because we love the Blues, the Baggers. Look at the fucking ladder, man. Look at the competition. Look at, let's stop for a minute.
Oh, God.
I'm sick.
Yeah, no, don't. Mine would be the exact same.
Look at the competition. Like, just stop for a minute.
Yeah.
So, like, we're in the midst of, like, did you know this is the very first time in the history of the game that we're at round 22 and not one team is completely locked in to finals? First time ever. Yeah,
so if you take 48 points and put us last season, we're 5th. And a game and a half, a game and a bit clear.
Yeah. Albert, Lou, we'll draft them when draft time comes. It'll happen. We also need to win this weekend.
Yeah, that's first and foremost priority. We also are a bit of a victim of it being the most just competitive batshit season of all time, which I think doesn't help the situation because
man,
you'd rather have I don't know.
So it's just you got the form teams of the competition right now are Brisbane, Port, GWS, and Geelong. Brisbane, Port, GWS, who, funnily enough, were 3 of the most out of form teams in the competition 5-6 weeks ago. Would you agree?
Yep. Very much so.
Could even put the Dogs in that same group.
For sure.
Maybe. The Swans lost by 100, mate. If we lost by 100, can you imagine what the fucking reaction would be? Come on.
Not only lose by 100, not scoring until halfway through the second quarter.
So can you just, and I know maybe we shouldn't compare to other teams, but like, you got to look at the competition. Like, if the fucking Blues lost by 100, would it be?
Don't even.
So like, we're losing by a kick and 2 kicks.
And it's knife. It is. This is the beauty about the game. It's knife edge shit. Like, just taking the Collingwood games for example. First one, we lock down the stoppage, surge it forward 30 meters, repeat stoppage, which is a very plausible situation in that scenario. We're going to go with 2 more points. We're up to 50 points, and we're currently sitting in 7th, right? And then on the weekend, Mitch McGovern kicks a goal, which he probably kicks 7 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10. All of a sudden, you put 54 points, we're sitting in 3rd. and we're comfortable where we are. 2 more wins. We're playing finals, top 4, probably going to happen. We're living life. 2 games against the same opposition, decided within a minute, changes the fortunes of everything.
Yeah, man. Do you think it is better? Who would you rather be in the last 3 weeks, Carlton or Sydney? Is it Sydney because they've got the points in the bank?
Question.
Or is it, I mean, do you take stock in the fact that we've been close and they haven't?
Sydney's drop-off has been far worse than ours.
Worse?
So let's just say Sydney were here and Carlton were here. We've probably dropped to here. Sydney are downstairs.
Man, they gave up.
Sydney are sitting on my couch on the couch in the living room, right? But they're 2 points clear.
What, Lou? Why are you confident Sydney will finish top 2? Is it because they've got the credits in the bank? They're half a game ahead right now.
Guys, very, very plausible Collingwood win on Friday.
Why is there confidence in Sydney, who just lost by 100? I'm curious about that.
And think, guys, I'm not meant to sound like condescending or anything, but our superstars on the most part are still playing well. Our system is still, on the most part, holding up to a certain extent. Chad Warner had 11 touches on the weekend.
Wow.
They didn't score until halfway through the second quarter. Their drop-off has been significant.
So, Lou, they lose by 100, and they're just going to bounce back and beat the Pies. We lose by a kick to the Pies. I don't know where you sit. You think we'll beat the Hawks this week? Sydney they've got credits in the bank and they're fine. They just got top 2 locked in. I would say that the schedule and the ladder says nothing's locked in yet.
Realistically, we live in a world where Port got Melbourne at the J. So, I mean, I guess they are lucky that the Lions and the Giants play each other. But the Cats could win, Brisbane could win, Port could win, and the Swans are sitting 4th. I mean, it won't happen because percentage, but
bingo. You can't lose by 100 at any point.
Unless it's the last round and you're resting players. But that's
Yeah.
Like a brilliant example, right? 2011, Collingwood lost 3 games. Up until the grand final, Collingwood lost 2 games all year. Both of them were to Geelong. The second time they lost to Geelong, they lost by 96 points. No surprise they didn't win the grand final.
Hey, Lou, would you expect the Blues to come out breathing fire after being embarrassed last week as well? Curious. Who wins, Sydney or Collingwood? I'm tipping Collingwood, by the way.
I hate it, but it's that they're winning. Collingwood win.
It's like they're going to make a run at it.
I hate it. I hate it so much. Collingwood winning.
Fair enough, Lou. Fair enough. Giants, Lions, Ari?
Yeah, as close to a 50-50 game as you could get, but the Gabba just edges of the Lions.
So by
North winning
5 p.m. on Saturday, you reckon that
North.
Sydney could lose their top 2 spot, their top spot, I should say.
Yeah.
North. I know you're going to tip North.
Comfortable win.
Freo, Geelong.
Roll the dice. Flip a coin.
I reckon it's the Cats, mate.
There you go. I could not be more undecided on this game if I wanted to.
Yeah. Essendon,
Bombers.
Gold Coast.
Bombers.
Really?
Suns are they're rubble. They're done.
Melbourne, Port.
Port.
Carlton, Hawthorn. Oh, you're sick in the head. You are.
For the purpose of the exercise, do it, and we'll see where we are.
You're sick in the head. Richmond, St Kilda.
Who cares?
Adelaide Doggies.
Dogs.
Okay. So that's what? Worst case scenario? Best case scenario is we're there. If the Dogs lose, we probably go up to 5th.
And then we versus West Coast over there, and all of a sudden we're sitting on happy days. Is it not? How one? Yeah. Say Adelaide win. Say Adelaide win.
Yeah.
And then have us beat West Coast.
So we beat Hawthorn, we beat West Coast. Yeah.
Look at that.
Well, that's after this happens, and maybe that. Probably that. Pies at the G. Oh.
No. Brisbane. Revenge. Brisbane aren't losing a game for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
In home and away.
Wow, Sydney.
But then look at that. All of a sudden, we're two games clear, and we're fine.
Mm-hmm.
So, and people might sit here and say we're relying on Adelaide to beat the Dogs. That could very well easily happen.
Let's just say Sydney. Yeah, they'll beat Adelaide. Say the Dogs beat the Giants at Mars. Say we beat St Kilda. Right. So let's just say we win all 3. We're here. Let's just say, and I mean, obviously the tips are a bit skewed. Like this isn't perfect. We win 2 of 3. We would finish 6th. If we win 1 of 3, which would mean we lose here, we would be 10.
So what happens if we win? Where do we sit? 7th.
This is we would be 6th if we win 2 of 3. If we beat the Hawks and win 3 of 3, we would finish 4th. Go to Brisbane for the first week of finals.
Percentage pending, of course.
Percentage pending. I don't. Yeah.
And that's also Melbourne could very easily win on Saturday night against Port this round.
Melbourne, okay.
And then we're a game in the 4.
Yeah.
So and once again, Melbourne could so easily win on Saturday night, like very easily win on Saturday night. In the same way that the Swans could so easily win, the Giants could win. The top 8, maybe top 10.
It would make sense,
12.
Right? Because the Cats put credits in the bank, found form, lost form, and sort of cream rises to the top. The Swans, they put so much credit to the bank, like fair enough, right? The Lions, I mean, if this happens the way we're predicting, it would mean they're going on a magical run of 10 plus straight wins.
I mean, it would be really funny that after all of this, what's happened this season, the team that everyone thought was going to win it before the season started just ends up winning it in Brisbane.
Yeah. The Blues put themselves in a strong position, 11-4, had a dip, came back to form. The Dogs, gallant. Port, yeah.
And look, Freo could so easily beat the Cats this week.
Freo could beat the Cats this week.
Very easily. And then we're 3rd.
Oh, mate, we would go up to 3rd, big L into the SCG.
But, yeah, this is what it is.
It's going to be all right, guys.
Fate's in our own hands, at least. At least we're comfortable. No, we're not in Essendon's position where we need results to go our way.
Wouldn't it be a burden if the Lions win every game? Like it'd be peaking way too early. It'd be us last year.
No way. Come on. What does peaking way too early mean? Come
on. See Sydney losing by 100.
Yeah, but in this reality, you've still got them finishing 2nd with a week off. Everything can change. Home qualifying final.
True.
And they could still finish 1st if they win this week.
Don't know why everyone's stressing. Everything's going to be all right.
Nah, fucking hope so, mate.
Wow, it's just there's so much going on.
Yeah, I don't even. Boy.
How you feeling, mate? You feel a little bit better?
Not really. More stressed than anything.
Petra nails it. First
you
contest against the Hawks. Focus.
Yeah.
It's just one contest at a time. It's not even about 1 week at a time. It's just one contest at a time. That's how they've got to start playing. They've got to start playing like that. Focus.
Just win the next contest. If we win if we go into every, if the boys go into every contest saying, win the next contest, they win the next contest. They win the contest after that, they win the game.
Yeah.
They go next week to Perth and they go, okay, win the next contest. Win the next contest, win the next contest, they win the game. Keep doing that.
One more thing about last week. You know what makes me angrier the more and more we get away from it? Boydie turning his back on Bobby Hill in the pocket when we all knew that Bobby Hill was trying to trick him.
Or the umpire stiffed him.
No, you don't turn your back though.
But the umpire was telling him to stand.
Yeah, but you don't turn your back.
Yeah, I know, but he was going to kick the goal anyway.
You step back.
He was going to kick the goal anyway.
Charlie smiling before he took his first set shot is the other one.
What about Cripper? Before Gov.
Didn't mind that. He's backing his team. I was Cripps. I was the same.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, yeah. I'm the same as you.
I was the same. I was like, he's kicking this.
I want my captain to manifest and be like, he's kicking it. We're winning. It's great. It's fine. It's not overconfidence. It's not overconfidence. It's confidence in your teammate's ability to kick the goal, which is fine.
Yeah.
You're allowed to have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Well, that's reflections. I think that's time to go end the evening. What do you reckon?
Yeah, big time. Front bar starts soon, so
true.
Priorities.
Hey, thanks to everyone who tuned in.
Thank you.
And see you tomorrow for the extended team show.
I have prediction. Not teams, but like game. If you want. Yeah.
Blues.
Okay. Hawks, but regardless.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.